India at 75, but we want to achieve global leadership in the next 25 years. What do you think will be the shape, color, size of India's aviation industry in 25 years? Because every developed economy in the world has a powerful, massive civil aviation infrastructure attached to it.
Let me delve a little bit in the recent past before we talk about our present and before our future. In 2013-14, we had 74 airports in our country. Today, in a span of 8 years, we have built out an additional 67 airports, water ports and heliports. So we've gone from a number of 74 to 141. We have almost doubled our number of airports, water ports and heliports in India. If you look at fleet size, in 2013-14, we had roughly about 400 aircraft in India. Today, we're inching close to the 700 number. I believe we're somewhere between 692 to 694. We're going to add capacity at the rate of close to 15% per annum, which means you're soon going to see a fleet in India close to 1,200 to 1,500 planes. Capacity expansion as far as airports are concerned, in the next 5 years, we are looking at a Capex plan of close to 97,000 crores, purely on airports. That covers the state-owned Airports Authority of India, which has a very aggressive brownfield as well as greenfield program. Close to about 42 airports on the brownfield side are being upgraded, new terminals, Capex of almost close to about 30,000 crores odd. We are building out 3 new greenfield projects, Holongi, Dholohera, Hirasar, another 3,500 crores. And equivalently on the private sector side, brownfield, again, expanding 7 current airports, close to about 34,000 crores, and building out an additional 4 new greenfield projects, close to about 31,000 crores. So that is the thrust. Now, why is that happening, is going to be Siddharth's next question. And the reason why that's happening is really simple. You have a country of 1.3 billion people. But pre-pandemic, we had only 144 million flyers in India. If you look at the railways, which is, I believe, our closest competitor, only in the region, and I'm taking a segment of the railways. I'm not taking the whole transportation system of the railways, because I'm looking at an apples-to-apples comparison. If you look at only the air-conditioned part of railways, so only first AC and only second AC. So first AC and second AC, pre-pandemic, we had close to about 185 million travelers. So the delta between civil aviation and railways is roughly about 40 million travelers per year. However, the important point here is if you look at the CAGR, the compounded annual growth rate, the CAGR for railways is close to about 5.6%, whereas the CAGR for civil aviation is close to 10.3%. So therefore, it's my prediction that in the years to come, it may take us another 5 years, 7 years, but in the years to come, you're actually going to look at the number of travelers in civil aviation becoming pretty much the bulwark of air-conditioned travel in India as a means of transportation. Pre-pandemic, we had, as I mentioned, 144 million domestic travelers and 60 million international travelers. What's my forecast? My forecast is in the next 5 to 7 years, that number of 200 million is going to grow to 400 million travelers. That's the kind of delta in growth that you're going to see in the civil aviation business.